There's a cardigan sweater and a friendly invitation. Won't you be my neighbor? Fred Rogers, the gentleman and guiding light of PBS television's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, is dead.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Fred Rogers died today at his home in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, after a brief battle with stomach cancer. He was 74 years old. After more than 30 years of talking with, not to, children, there is an empty place in the neighborhood tonight and a pair of sneakers that will be mighty hard to fill.
With you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? My neighbor.
TV viewers, young and old, knew Fred Rogers as a friendly fixture whose red sweater and folksy style opened up a world of imagination for them on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But they probably didn't know that Rogers was an ordained Presbyterian minister who hosted his classic children's series for more than 30 years.
Queen Sarah and Lady Evelyn, I presume?
Correct, as usual, Uncle Friday.
The show's production was simple and straightforward and taught kids important lessons about caring, sharing, and safety. Rogers was a kinder, gentler TV personality who saw his role more as an educator than as a host.
You know, if something's going to hurt, we tell the children that it's going to hurt. If it's going to be fun, we tell them we think it's going to be fun. But we don't pull any punches with children or their families.
This beautiful day.
When you entered Mr. Rogers' world, you knew you were home. His soft voice and gentle smile made children everywhere feel special.
There's only one person in the whole world like you, and people can like you exactly as you are.
He was their friend. He reached right out the screen and into the heart of the kid. And it was a beautiful thing.
Fred McFeely Rogers was born in 1928. After college, he decided to try television. He went to work for the Children's Corner doing puppet voices and later incorporated those puppets into his own show.
I've been wondering.
Mr. Rogers was an ordained minister, and while each show took you on a train ride to a make-believe village, it was his straight talk on all kinds of issues that had the most impact.
He realized that divorce had become a part of so many children's lives that he did a whole week on divorce, and from the kind of perspective that only he can do.
You always felt good when you watched the show.
I loved him. I absolutely loved him. He was an amazing advocate for children.
Mr. Rogers taped his final show in 2000, but his wisdom and humor live on in reruns and in the memories of time spent with him in front of the TV.
Please won't you be my neighbor? Hey, neighbor.
Fred Rogers died at his home in Pittsburgh after a very short battle with stomach cancer. He leaves a wife and 2 children. You can still see Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood on PBS right here in Boston.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Fred Rogers said he never considered himself a TV star, just a neighbor who came by for a visit.
Hi, neighbor.
For more than 30 years, the gentle host of the longest-running show on public television did just that. But Rogers was more than a host. He wrote songs, did puppet work, even voices. After changing into his trademark cardigan and sneakers, Rogers took children on a magical trolley ride through the neighborhood of make-believe and asked parents during the Persian Gulf War to promise their kids they would always be safe. The show was a hit. In the mid-'80s, 8% of all U.S. households with televisions tuned in.
I know.
But Fred Rogers began his career behind the scenes on Children's Corner, a show he developed for a Pittsburgh station. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood incorporated many of the same elements, including puppets like King Friday the 8th. He once talked about a show that inspired him to do wholesome TV.
It was people throwing pies in each other's faces. And I thought that seems so demeaning to me. This is a medium that could be used in wonderful ways.
Last year, Rogers received the highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He earned his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was honored with an Emmy for Lifetime Achievement.
Oh, it's a beautiful night in this neighborhood.
But Rogers said honors and titles weren't important. It's what resides inside, he said.
I got out of the cab and said to the cab driver, "How much is it?" And he said, "It isn't anything, Mr. Rogers. This is the luckiest night of my life." And I was so touched.
Fred Rogers was 74 years old, but his show will live on forever.
All kinds of glory in this neighborhood.
He had his trademark songs, and when he put on his sweater and sneakers each morning, you knew you had come to a special place.
Won't you be my neighbor?
He was a warm, wonderful man.
Peggy Charon, founder of Action for Children's Television, knew Fred Rogers well.
He was very modest, especially when you take into account that he's one of the most famous faces in America.
Fame was not important to Rogers. What counted was the children, and he spent his life trying to make their lives better.
To hear that message, I like you, I accept you, and you're okay just the way you are, was just very important for all of us.
He didn't shy away from serious issues. In 1991, he offered advice to parents about the Gulf War.
The least and the best we adults can do is to let our children know that we'll take good care of them.
The work that he's done is just amazing. I think he'll be remembered forever because of it.
His show lasted more than 30 years. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a wonderful place to visit.
Please won't you be my neighbor? Hey, neighbor.
Fred Rogers died of stomach cancer in Pittsburgh. He leaves a wife and 2 children. Thankfully, we can still go to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It airs on WGBH.
You'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. Be back next time. Bye. There are all...
Fred Rogers was a pioneer of children's television, hosting the public television show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood from 1968 to 2000. In addition to helping children learn everything from how to tie their shoes to appreciating jazz music, he also taught his young viewers the importance of sharing, being truthful, and he taught them good manners.
This is a medium that could be used in wonderful ways.
Through the years, Rogers featured artists on his show, like cellist Yo-Yo Ma and jazz musician Wynton Marsalis. In return, he was featured on shows with celebrities like Joan Rivers and Arsenio Hall. And in 1993, he even met Bill Clinton, also a Mr. Rogers fan. All the while, though, his message stayed the same. Be a good neighbor.
It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new.
Fred Rogers once said, "I have never really considered myself a TV star. I always thought I was a neighbor who just came in for a visit." His visit to PBS lasted 32 years and entertained millions of young children.
Glad to be with you. I'll be back next time. Won't you please, won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor?
With his words of wisdom and friendly smile, Mr. Rogers welcomed generations of children into his home as the host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Known for his gentle manner and passion for children, Rogers began each program slipping into his traditional cardigan and sneakers, singing his trademark song.
Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
An ordained Presbyterian minister, Rogers taught children more than their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. He taught children the meaning of friendship and love.
You know, there are many different ways of saying I love you.
With the longest-running children's program on public television, Mr. Rogers received numerous honors, including not 1 but 2 stars on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. And in addition to winning 4 Emmys, he was also inducted into the Television Academy's Hall of Fame.
Something like this is a way of people saying thank you. And I feel that those 2 words are probably 2 of the greatest words in our language.
Thank you, Fred Rogers. You will truly be missed.